You remember in Nigel Clarke's budget presentation, when he point up to which part and the wholeness did care peanut dread. Because that's the thing politicians always do in their budget. Them look for some, and this is not a disrespectful way, it's one of our Jamaica phrase. They look for some dog in a deep distress, and they bring them to the budget presentation to make we poor people believe that them have our interests at heart. But during the Minister of Finance debate presentation, you heard one of the giveaway was removing the guarantor. Removing the guarantor for student loan. Removing the guarantor for student loan. And he went on further in his argument to tell you that with a NIBS system, nobody will be able to hide from you. So these were open subliminal messaging. So it shouldn't be a surprise to us. Because remember, the removal of the removal of guarantor from the student loan system will become effective this April, is it not? So it shouldn't be a surprise that the Prime Minister is hastily rolling out his national identity system in order to meet with that. Because your children, and it is the slow, what we would call the slow marching order. What slow marching order? Where are we going? Into a digital cashless society. Remember the Prime Minister one we last year? And then when we tackle him, he ta-ta-ta-ta and roll back. You saw the introduction of the cashless marching orders the other day in relation to the JUTC fare reduction, but you would only be entitled to that if you have a cashless card. Simone Bedford. Morning. It will be the same marching orders with the national identity system and the no requirement for guarantor for student loan. So therefore, a lot of other subliminal or open subliminal thing will come, Sandra Ellis, that will fast, geared, and push us. The Prime Minister no longer have to talk about it to frighten you. What the Prime Minister do is wrap the patty, give you in a cocoa bread. And you're going to say, all right, patty in there, so me win yam, but me nah yam na dry cocoa bread. So the Prime Minister is wrapped in the digital move and the cashless society into fair discount from the JTUC, no requirement for guarantor for student loan, and all of these things will be attached to you having one of under wholeness digital ID card. So, uno see where the man a go. Him na give uno in a one hand if him na get back something in a the other hand. So, if uno want him student loan without guarantor, you have to sign up to NIDS. And if you don't sign up to NIDS, I wonder if you are going to get it. I don't think so, because Nigel tell you, say, with a needs system. With a needs system, you won't be able to hide. Hey, Kosham. I make me say to the prophet them, the prophet and the priestess them in passing. Mrs. Someone I get message for Vibes Cartel. Nyam before sundown or evening time, before I go on bed. And we top have the whole heap of aching nightmare and the whole heap of frightened out on sleep at night time. Nyam early before I go on bed. Because when a prophet always come get message and vision from the dopey them we are play with on at night time or the analysis story one our dream about in our dream. Nyam before I go to bed. Nyam early, bros. Good morning and welcome. Before una go on bed. So the Prime Minister is gearing you slowly into his digital cashless society. But because Jamaicans are into this sleepwalking, no form of pushing back anything, good God Almighty, Jamaican and I give with pain ahead. No can't depend on we over here Sophia do all of the pushback. Our pushback is here to wake your minds up so you can do the work on the ground there. Demonstrate, push back against your government, write your MP, summon your MP and council to come to the community and explain XYZ to you. Threaten them and tell them, say, if them don't carry this issue to Parliament, them can't come back for your vote. Good God Almighty, Jamaican. This is how politics work. In a Brittany and so, a whole heap of politicians get summoned with you, and this is why they might drag down Diane Abbott, because even though she's not an MP now, it's the Jewish lobby that is dragging down this woman, Veronica Gale. Because as long as you don't jump on the Israel bandwagon, the Jewish lobby want to pull you down. Andrew Holness become a part of the Jewish lobby because he can open his mouth. All if him see them a batter with and beat with them. Them now open their mouth because our leader is not there in our interests. Be careful of Andrew Holness and the needs. I keep on telling the Jamaicans, when you realize where this thing is going, it's going to be too late. We are warning for a long time. A control is coming. The dictatorship has started 2 years ago. A lot of us still don't recognize it yet. When you're looking at the Prime Minister office and you say, grab up the whole country, put in there, and Jamaicans don't see the danger to that. Not even Saddam Hussein never used to do them something there. Not even Saddam Hussein never used to do them something there where Andrew Holness do. As Jason Kane said, too late shall be on a cry, Jamaicans. Too late shall be on a cry. Because you don't seem to understand and see where it is going. The Prime Minister encircle you. The Prime Minister play between two dangerous rivals, the Americans and the Chinese. This is why you see, because him got too far with the Chinese, the American, buck him up in a corner and say, if you don't lead, if you don't front the Haiti issue, if you bang around pan your mother ass crunchers. And that's why you see Andrew Holness have to lead this. He have to be puppeteered by the Americans pan this, because the American them decide to shake him secret out of the bag, because the American them say if him don't roll back Miranda Raddock from the Chinese influence, they are going to come in and they are going to tear up Jamaica. Yes, Andrew Holness, the Americans told you that. So Andrew Holness can't back out of what the Americans them are push him in. Him just have to go headlong in a hit. But he's taking your children with him, Jamaica. He's taking the country with him, Jamaica. I want to sit down. Sit down and act like nothing happened. Anytime the British state is committing British troops to war is the most cantankerous thing in this country. Anytime the British state is committing British troops to war for any reason is the most cantankerous demonstration. Go back and look at the history of the Iraq War demonstration in Britain. I don't see Mark Golding come out and a knock all pan and a roll out, cut out balls, Mark Golding. Opportunistic, rich already, Mark Golding will tell we said, I am your Tapanaris friend them, I go run with country. We don't want the Tapanarisism. If I see the barefoot boy come, they come turn Tapanaris and see what happened to a country. From the barefoot sleep on floor boy, come there, come turn Tapanaris. Seem drying, all wife, and tell wife, say, help me manage this blood clot here. Help me manage this because I feel it two away. And no, just sit down so. No, just sit down so. I wait for it for all blow.
Is it? Go look for 10 o'clock. What time is it? You let people business on. Oh God Almighty.
Time for Jamaica people get up and start mind them business and stop mind America, Britain, and France business. In a Britain, America, and France, and Canada, we are catch hell yeah. But we decide to turn in the hell, you know why? Because pain a belly hot. Been in an accident and stay upon roadside and bleed out. Police shot you. And police pick you up like a cow with them cut out the baby out. The cow teeth them. And throw you in a van back, so. And throw you in a van back, so. These are the reasons why a lot of our people die in trauma. Whether it's accident, stabbing, or shooting. A lot of them get bleed out before them get medical attention. First world economy of the Caribbean. As something like that them call it. The first world shithole country. More like it. Look at our hospitals. And then the Prime Minister want to have you believe the economy is doing so well that we're going to do so much. So, okay, the Prime Minister took 8 years to get the economy well, Mitchell. B.C. Smith, good morning and welcome. 8 years. But let's listen to some little different rambles and scrambles that the Prime Minister been making last week in an attempt to heal him wound and to divert from all the attention that is on his dismal failure at the moment. Let's listen to Prime Minister Crimpilin.
About the pain points that people experience with water and roads. Natalie, the road here wasn't bad since 2016. The bridge that you require across the river wasn't needed since 2016. On my way in, I heard a lady calling one of the radio stations, and she was talking about the conditions in Spanish Town. From I was born, the conditions in Spanish Town have been that way. And I don't intend to leave it like that. The conditions of the market, the selling on the roads, all of those problems have been there for a very long time. So the conversation which seems to start yesterday is an unfair and unrealistic conversation. Because if you are honest to yourselves and look at what the government has done, we are the only government, the only one that has made the investments in improving infrastructure and in dealing with the issues that affect people. The question must be then, so these things have been happening for so long. Why didn't they fix it when they had the authority to do it 20 years ago? Why? They couldn't do it. You know why they couldn't do it? Because they did not run the economy in such a way that they could find the resources to do it. Let's be fair.
Why are you angry? Why are you angry? That's not passion, that is anger. Why are you angry? If you have to explain this to us, why do you have to explain it in such anger? Prime Minister, get your body language expert. That was not passion. That was anger and frustration because the voters at the poll the other day, it told me my message isn't getting through. Monica Horton, good morning to AmericanTV.com. Good morning and welcome. Good morning and welcome to you all. Why are you angry? Why are you angry? Because that wasn't passion. Imari, good morning and welcome. That wasn't passion, Prime Minister. Why are you angry? Is it because your message is just not cutting through? Is it because admittedly you said your base didn't come out fully for the election? Is that the frustration that is getting you angry, Prime Minister? But let's listen to more of the Prime Minister's waffle.
It's for the benefit of my Jamaican people who are complaining every day, but not seeing the transformation as to how that transformation is going to address the issues you complain about. If this plant were being done 20 years ago, it could have only been done by the government borrowing the money. In other words, to solve your water problem, to solve your road problem, the only way that those governments knew how to do it would have been to borrow. So while you may get improved water, you get more debt with it. And when you get more debt, inevitably, you must get more taxes. So you will get budgets coming with more taxes. Now, we have made a commitment that we're going to run the economy in such a way that we care about you, that we don't place a burden on you. And so we're going to find the creative ways of making these investments so that these investments...
I just stop it there to pick up on something. Note the Prime Minister didn't say to you, now that our economy is doing so well, let me get angry and rage like the Prime Minister. Now that our economy is doing so well, we have the policies and strategies designed to do it for you. Listen, the Prime Minister says we are going to look. Them have the economy started already, you know. And based on what he's saying, them not sort out, them not come up with a consensus of what them are going to feel. Listen back again.
No, we have made a commitment that we're going to run the economy in such a way that we care about you, that we don't place a burden on you. And so we are going to find the creative ways of making these investments so that these investments do not become a burden on you. We are doing this, and we have read a budget where there are no new taxes to fund any of the investments that we are making in infrastructure.
As long as they can get through in no new tax argument, Lanford Wills, son, and Paula Shelley, good morning and welcome. The Prime Minister and also Nigel Clarke Definitely. Until they know say me can't explain it, them keeps this up. But both the Prime Minister and Nigel Clarke definitely keep telling us that for the last 8 years we have no new tax. No, no, say me dunce. Me not afraid to accept say me dunce. Me not know how to explain tax and them something there. But me know the Prime Minister Nigel Clarke is lying on the tax issue. Them say them not introduce no new tax over the last 8 years. Angela 48349. Good morning and welcome. How are you? For you, it's good afternoon. How are you? Earl, Alan, good evening and welcome. Them know because them know say me dunce and me can't explain that part there. Them regularly say. But come on, Jamaica, we know nothing no go so say for 8 years in a row, they say they have taxed us. 8 years, no new tax. Them still run pan the tax where them confine and them put up the tax threshold and them change it, sinting the threshold, the duty, the duty tax duty threshold where if you buy anything from America, you would have to pay a duty pan. If it's over £50, them raise it to $100 US dollar. Why not $1,000 US dollar, Nigel Clarke? Why not $1,000 US dollar? What's $100 US dollar? If you look a piece of clothes, it's $100 US dollar, Nigel Clarke. Hmm? But them come up with them something you have to frighten away, like anything beneficial for we. Why not $1,000 US dollar? Why not you only start pay duty when you're bringing thing over $1,000 US dollar, Nigel Clarke? Nothing that they're saying to us make any sense. Even though they're telling you that the economy is good and them are going to make the economy do for you, they still don't have the plan. Here, the Prime Minister just